Okay, this video is about how to win the war against gun control and why we're losing. Let's go over terminology. So this is how to stop losing the gun rights war. NRA, GOA, and all those members, listen up. All gun control, or all gun owners need to listen. Terminology is a big thing in this war. The liberals, the libtards, the left have been calling our rifles assault weapons for many years, and a lot of gun owners like the term. They use it themselves. They, I only buy assault weapons. I love assault weapons. Okay, so stop using the term assault weapons. Guns and gadgets, stop using assault weapons. Nothing fancy, don't use the word assault weapon. Who are the other big channels? Yankee Marshall, do not use the word assault weapon. Assault weapon is the new N-word, so just don't use it. Why don't you want to use that term? Because we don't have assault weapons. Assault weapons, as you know, is a Pentagon definition, and that's a military rifle with select fire. We don't have assault weapons. What do we have? We have militia pattern rifles. Why are they militia pattern rifles? Because they're patterned after the military rifles, but they're not military rifles. You own them, and you are the militia, so they are militia pattern rifles. Don't call them militia pattern weapons. They're militia pattern rifles. That keeps your gun and your ownership of that gun within the context of the Second Amendment, which is what this war against gun control and for gun control is all about. You can also call it an autoloader. Do not call it a semi-automatic rifle anymore. Just stop. Everybody stop calling it a semi-automatic rifle, because the libtards have figured out that semi-automatic is different from automatic. They had no idea. Apparently they had no idea that there was a difference. And now the new machine gun is the semi-automatic weapon to them. This 1932 all over again. They had a problem with these mobsters using Tommy guns, and today we have a problem with people shooting up schools and theaters with semi-automatic rifles. So stop calling them semi-automatic rifles. They are an autoloader. From now on, autoloader. Repeat after me: autoloader and or repeating rifle. So you have a militia pattern rifle, it's an autoloader, or it's a repeating rifle. No more assault weapons, and no more no more semi-automatic ever. Just stop. Okay. Next thing. If you want to win, get off the fucking couch, for God's sake. Okay, I'm a little pissed about that. Sorry, but get off the fucking couch. You know how many people don't do shit? They okay, the old way of fighting for your gun rights, sending an email, contacting your senators, calling your politicians. Keep doing that, yes, but that's not enough. We are in a new era of fighting for our gun rights. If you don't get with the program and get off your damn couch, you're going to lose. And I said this like 3 years ago. I had a lot of advice over the years. Does anybody listen to me? No, because I'm just a small channel. I just only recently started talking about this stuff on YouTube. But I mean, online, I've been giving the same advice for years, and I'm seeing nothing but not following that advice, and we continue to lose. So get out and protest. These NRA videos, these what's her name, Dana Loesch, whatever, and the other guy, the black dude, that they talk tough. Those are a waste of frickin' money, waste of airtime. It preaches to the choir, spends vital funds that could be used in lawsuits. So if you're an NRA member, tell them to stop wasting the money. Just my opinion, but Wayne LaPierre and the top dogs, they need to go. Oliver, the Marine guy that just, I forgot his last name. You know who I'm talking about. Oliver, he's a big deal. I heard that he was removed from his position at the NRA because he said that Wayne LaPierre had to go. And so he does have to go. So adopt the tactics of the left. Be intolerant of anti-gun views. Get pushy. They're pushy. Get pushy. Make phone calls and be pushy. Be pushy in person. Act like the left. Get in somebody's face. Scream in someone's face, calling them a Bolshevik, Nazi, gun-banning scumbag. Do that. It'll make you feel better too. The big pro-gun channels need to pass on good ideas from the little channels, but they really don't pay much mind to the little channels. So that covers the getting off the couch part. You need to be utterly intolerant of gun control. Now, this is a rally in Idaho. There's like 12 or 15 people there. Compared to, let me find it just to make my point. This was back in 2013, I believe, after Sandy Hook, and you had the big push back then to ban guns, and people turned out in droves because Obama was president, apparently. And once we had Trump in office, I don't know. Do you really think that you can sit on your ass and on your couch just because Trump's in office? It's not the way it's going to work, people. We're facing more of a gun control push now than ever before. So this shit right here that you see, it's got to stop. That's not enough people. Down the road, coincidentally, down the road was a Moms Demand Action rally, and they had over 100 people at their rally. And I took leadership and organized this. I put an ad out in the paper, and this is all it showed. I took the picture myself. So that needs to change. Get off the couch. Let's see. What's next? Nothing much. Next topic is you need to move from your anti-gun state. There's a lot of channels that talk about staying and fighting. I'm telling you that if you're in California or New Jersey or Michigan or some of these New York, these rabid anti-gun states, all you're doing is wasting your time spinning your wheels. You are never going to change the way things are being done in those states. And the states that have a chance of keeping their rights, they need you in their state voting to contain the left with their gun control. So you need to move from places like California. Move into pro-gun states. You need to bolster the voting bloc in the states that still have a chance. Realize that reacting to mass shootings in schools or other mass shootings in gun-free zones is a losing game. That's all we do is react to them. Reacting and then putting forth arguments on the internet or in the letters to the editor or in public forums. These people don't care what you have to say. They're not open to logic and reason. And so you need to realize that worked before. It's not going to work now. The shootings, you need to realize that some of the shootings are just staged. There's something fishy going on with them, like the one in Vegas. I mean, talk to anybody and they will tell you that wasn't a bump fire stock. That was full auto. So there was some kind of either a federal agency involved in that. It was a sting gone bad, or the sting going bad was cover story for the actual operation, which was to kill a bunch of people. So I'm saying it here and now, and I've said it in the past in letters to the editor. I've said it on that. I've said it to my co-workers. Realize this and stop being too cowardly to call it out. Call it out and see it as such. There's a good video that you need to look up. It's a channel called Black Pilled on YouTube, and the video name is Cracking Conformity, and it talks about a study a study where 4 or 5 people were in on a study, and the study subject was one person, and all the other people were in on the kind of the con job that they were playing on the one person that was being studied. And they would have a series of like lines, and they would ask the question like, which one is the shorter one? Which ones are the same? And people would give their opinions, and they found that the person that was the people that were giving their opinions were actually lying. They were intentionally saying that, say the fourth line was longer than the other ones, when in fact it was shorter, and they were lying, and they just to see what the person not in on what they were doing would say. And like a high percentage of the time, he would the person, he or she, I don't know if there was any women in the study, but the person would agree with the people that were knowingly wrong. So they were afraid to go against what people were saying. They were afraid to stand up and point out something that anybody can see, but for whatever reason people don't want to admit to. So you need to not be that person. So watch that video, and if you think that something's fishy going on with these shootings, then you need to start saying so. If you don't believe that anything is fishy going on with these shootings, then you need to research them better, and that's getting hard because YouTube is cracking down on what they consider conspiracy videos. So reacting to these shootings is not going to win the war for gun rights. Getting the information that shows something's very fishy is up. With the shootings into the public arena and calling out on politicians do their part to uncover truth is what will win. We need to put doubt into people's heads who think it's a good idea to toss the Second Amendment. Could you imagine what people would think if they found out that the government was causing some of these shootings, or had some sort of a hand in them? Wouldn't that validate the Second Amendment? You know, what kind of a government would do that to get something banned? Obviously that would turn the tide right against the government, or the people, I should say, the leftists in the government that are pushing this gun control. You should be calling your politicians and demand congressional investigative hearings in the mass shootings. The big channels, I've suggested this before, I can't get the big channels to start to, if the big channels would tell their followers, call your politicians and demand congressional investigative hearings, we might have a chance of getting that done. So the big channels on YouTube need to comprehend this and call for millions of their followers to do the same. I'm just a lone voice out here, and I'm not going to get it done alone. I can promise you that people in the know would come forward and tell what they know to Congress if these hearings were held. You need to organize boycotts. This is a big one. YouTubers with the big audiences need to call for boycotts over the censorship going on with the gun channels and the conservative channels. Example, call for YouTubers to take off a week or two from loading videos and helping YouTube with gain ad revenue. That's how they make money. They're making money off you. If you boycott them and don't load up some videos, that's going to hit them hard. If hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of content creators and viewers do the same, they might even notice. If we can organize a boycott, maybe channels that put up their videos can put them on private for the duration of that boycott. If the participation is large enough, it would get noticed. Then it can be followed up with a longer boycott after that. You have the power if you use it. Other YouTubers can be involved in the call. I run a music channel. I play bass guitar covers of the big metal hits. And see, lost my train of thought. Cat was gonna fight over there. So I run a music channel. I play bass guitar covers on YouTube. By the way, if you're into that kind of thing, you want to see some bass covers done correctly and quality, look up my channel. It's Sanity's Void on YouTube. And moving on, so YouTube is killing itself with the censorship, and this will affect musicians and all other hobbyists on the platform. So it's not just conservatives and gun channels, but once they take down all these, they're censoring the gun channels, the conservatives, and they're driving these people off YouTube. And then once people can't go to YouTube and find what they want, they're going to start leaving the platform. And I think I've already noticed that, I only have 666, no, 600 and, I got about 600 subs. And I know that if I was doing this, back in 2008, 9, 10, I'd have like, 30,000 subs. Because some of the guys that started back then have that many subs. But I also guarantee you that most of those subs aren't on YouTube anymore. So that's why it's so hard to gain subs. So YouTube is a sinking ship and it's going to go down. So where can all this gun control and this leftist activism actually lead the country to? I firmly believe that they're trying to destroy the country so they can raise from the ashes their utopia. So some of the dirty tricks that they're engaged in, I think that they're pushing for a civil war. They're pushing us. They're sticking the knife in our backs. Banning the truth on YouTube is one good way to drive a civil war. So that's what they're doing. Also realize that leftist government engaging in gun control, when they start actually passing the laws that really infringe upon the Second Amendment and our rights, and then what they're doing with the First Amendment, you need to realize that a government that's doing that is illegitimate. And so, don't be afraid to stand up to them, because they're not the government anymore. The Constitution guarantees a Republican form of government, and if they're doing these things, kind of like I-1639, where they did it illegally, and now we got to live with it. Well, there's going to come a point where we need to just start saying no. Some of the things that you can do is the left can sell out the country to an invading enemy, and we kind of see that with the deep state trying to get us in a war with Russia and China. I have no doubt that if we were invaded, if somehow they defeated our Navy on the high seas, the route for invasion would be open. And the first thing the demo rats would do was that they would collaborate with the Russians and the Chinese. I got a little joke, by the way. Don't shoot at Russian troops if they invade us, because they won't force anything on you that our own government isn't trying to do already. As far as China goes, one of their generals talked about cleansing the land for living space. So the Chinese, if that ever comes to happen, where we're invaded by China, North Korea, Russia, the Chinese will kill just about everybody except for 5% to keep us a slave labor force. That's not going to be fun. So one of the things the deep state is probably doing, we used to hear rumors of Chinese AK-47s coming on boats and containers and being distributed to gangs. I don't know how many, if ever, of those were rounded up. But I think what's going on today is there's going to come a day where you may wake up and there's going to be trucks, diesel trucks, going around your neighborhood. You're going to look out and you're going to like, what's that? It looks like a cordon. And I'll be darned, guys are jumping out of trucks and they all got beards and they look like Muslims. They're going to be going around, seeing. They're going to cordon and search the neighborhoods. They're going to find out who's there, what you got, and if you're not a Muslim, they're going to take you away. Maybe they'll start cutting people's heads off right there and then. And they're going to have all these kind of machine guns and crazy weaponry, and you're going to wonder, how'd they get that? And so these training camps that we have in America, there's like, I don't know how many of them there are, 15 to 20 of them. The FBI knows about them, but they can't raid them. And they're training there, and the ATF just lost a crap load of guns when somebody stole a bunch of their guns, and they don't know where these guns went. These are guns that were going to be destroyed, probably a lot of machine guns. And so if you see these in the hands of these Muslims on the street cordoning off your neighborhood, you're going to know that the deep state has been giving these people weapons, stockpiling them. Meanwhile, they're trying to disarm you. So all that can lead to the end of America. If they can't get us to vote away our gun rights, they can always have us invaded. And that's just another reason that the Second Amendment is you know, valid. So there you have it. Stop being stupid. Start playing smarter. Watch your terminology. Get off the couch. Move from your anti-gun states. Go to a state that matters. Organize boycotts. Stop giving your money to California and New York and places like that. And watch out for the dirty tricks. Good luck. Oh, big channels, start putting these ideas out, because you're playing a losing game.